tell you how important that is. Everything I have said tonight, forget. It wasn't important at all. The only thing I'm here to tell you tonight that's important is learn to meditate and meditate. You know, the reason there are 8 stages instead of just 1, you know, I could make this real simple, and Francis could call me over here every semester, and I could come here. I wouldn't have to even bring this out of the car. I could just come up here, wouldn't need to videotape it. If I did, it would be a real short thing. It would be a short experience. And I would just say, meditate. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed tonight. See you later. Well, the reason that doesn't work is because of that conversation in our head. It's like a rheostat. You know what a rheostat is on a light? You turn it down and the light slowly goes down. You crank it up and the light slowly goes up. We've got so much stuff, I call it the drunken monkey, the stuff that's in our head. Yak, 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 yak. We've got so much stuff up there that we have to calm it down before we can sit still, and listen to the still small voice that was represented by Francis earlier. Most of us can't do that. Other cultures, they learn it when they're young. We don't, because we're so active and materially oriented. We're out there just going. I don't know of anybody who isn't more busy than they need to be. And my goodness, you all are graduate students. I mean, the focal point in my life where I was doing way too much was when I was a graduate student. I'm not telling you don't become a graduate student or stay a graduate student. By all means do. It'll be an incredible experience. But meditate. Meditate. Lots of books written on it. There's a chapter in my book written on it. I've got a tape on it. There's a wealth of information on it. Just learn how to meditate. You might say, why? And I'm glad, that was a good question. Whoever asked that, I'm glad you asked that. There's a book by Carl Jung called Individuation. And Carl Jung talks about individuation as that process that we become an individual. We separate from our parents, we separate from other outer experiences and become in tune with ourselves, our souls, and grow from that experience. I've tried to find in written form what meditation does, and I've never been able to find it. But this talks about it. It talks about individuation, but it talks about meditation in terms of my own experience. And when I put this illustration up here, you're going to see the word individuation, but what I'm going to say each time it says individuation is meditation. So I'm changing the words around a little bit, and this is how it reads. The process of meditation, see it says individuation, but because I want to give Carl Jung credit for his quote, I'm not going to change it up here. But the process of meditation advances slowly but steadfastly. It takes time. I've run 2 marathons. I couldn't even run in high school. The 600-yard run that we had to do for a grade in high school, I would literally get physically sick. I was no athlete, I guarantee you. But when I was over in Hawaii, people run the Hawaii Marathon. I got interested in it. I've done 2. But the marathon the last day, the 26.2 miles, isn't the big deal. It's all the miles you put in getting ready for it. I mean, the marathon's the day you enjoy out there running and carrying on. It's the preparation for that experience, and meditation's like the preparation, getting spiritually strong. The process of individuation advances slowly but steadfastly. The tensions and opposites fade and alternate, and the self is born. This is the new you. Insolvable problems lose their urgency as a higher and wider interest arises on the horizon. The problems from which one suffers are not solved logically, not through the intellect, but simply fade out in the face of a new and stronger direction in life. Nothing is repressed, thank goodness, we've had enough of that, thank you very much, or made unconscious, but everything simply appears in a new light and therefore becomes different. What on a lower level had led to the wildest conflicts and emotions full of panic, I don't know whether anybody in here can identify with wild conflicts and emotions full of panic. I know what that feels like personally. Viewed from the higher level now seem like a storm in the valley when seen from a high mountain top. This does not mean that the thunderstorm is robbed of its reality. It means that instead of being inside it, one is now above it. Something in the soul is no longer inside pain, but beyond it. The personality is released from emotional and intellectual entanglements. Pretty heavy stuff, and it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. I'm going to end this experience tonight by reading a particular quotation that has to do with relationships, and it's talking about what you get out of meditating. Powerful, powerful quotation, I think. And it goes like this. The problem here is not really with other people. Not other people. Okay, we'll read on. We do not lose interest in people because they get less interesting. We lose interest because our mind is restless. It is the nature of an untrained mind to keep moving, 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 but the mind is infinitely teachable. You can make it natural for your mind not to move, but to dwell like a laser wherever you place it. That is the secret of genius, and it is a secret of satisfying relationships too. Here it is. When you tell your mind to stay, it will stay. When you keep loving joy and giving joy your full attention instead of letting it be snatched away by the TV, that's what will happen. You can keep giving your partner your respect and love if he or she gives you cause for feeling differently. Most wonderfully, I think, you can bring back all the delight and freshness you first felt in any personal relationship. What made those moments memorable was your attention was riveted on the object of your love. When your mind is trained, you can keep the sense of delight and wonder alive always. It will actually grow with the passage of time. This is the greatest wealth a human being can have, relationships that never turn stale or sour, but go on growing in depth and beauty. I guarantee you, if I knew of a way to create a loving relationship without meditation, I would tell you. There ain't no way. I have a personality and I have a spirit. My personality from time to time becomes His Highness the 2-year-old, really insecure, a little nut that wants his way all the time, but I also am connected to a spiritual dimension of consciousness which always gives me the right answer. And so I guess to sum up tonight in a way, I would say the area you all are going into is real helpful because you have an incredible potential to reach out and help people. But before you start trying to help people, help yourself. Clean it up. What you don't clean up, you're going to bring to those experiences with other people in your counseling experience. What you don't clean up is going to be a barrier between you and other people in relationships. And what a wonderful time to get in touch with this stuff with people like Francis around to help you get in touch with the stuff that you may not know that you don't know. So anyway, that's about all I have to say. I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight and look forward to next semester. And I hope that maybe what I said tonight may have provoked a little thinking or feeling or maybe even a little intuitive nudge here and there tonight. Thanks a lot.
The Relationship Project, advancing the practical application of spiritual principles to the art of relating to one another. The Relationship Project is a program for couples and singles interested in improving the quality of their relationships. The Relationship Project's mission is to help adults create healthy relationships and marriages that accelerate spiritual growth and psychological well-being. This mission is actualized by 1. Identifying your own issues. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with someone else, you will learn how to identify those areas in your own personality that sabotage your attempts at creating more happiness and success in your own life. 2. Participating in a repair process. As you free yourself from the bondage of the past, you will figure out how to stop setting yourself up for failure. 3. Learning how to live life more successfully. You begin by accepting responsibility for your own happiness. Then, through self-examination, acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude, meditation, prayer, and service to others, you will substantially increase both your skill to create and your capacity to experience more success, happiness, and meaning in your life. 4. Learning how to successfully participate in intimate relationships. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. The Relationship Program is that something you have never done. The Relationship Project will help you create the relationships of your dreams. And 5, participating in an ongoing process of supporting yourself and others. Your commitment to assist others will ensure that your relationship skills will mature and continue to develop. Through sharing what you learn, the quality of your life will continue to evolve and flourish. To enroll in a weekend training or to purchase a copy of Recovering from Divorce and the Horse You Rode In On, contact me, Bill Ware Jr., by telephone at 417-889-1885, by email at billyware@mac.com, or through my website at www.billwarejr.com. This presentation was underwritten by the Springfield, Missouri law firm of Ware & Ware, providing legal services since 1873.